Alright, so here is part 2. Let's see what to talk about. So the next thing that has to do with sound attack is this has a button or a lever or whatever that you push, and when you push it, as long as my light is not in the way, you will see what happens when you push the button. So you should be able to see that the blades start spinning, and you get kind of the copter sound every time you do it. Looks like even the light in the front comes on when you do it. So those are the two sound attack things that it has. One thing I thought was kind of odd that I thought I'd point out is that it has free rolling wheels on it. But even though it has these wheels, I'm trying to show that they do in fact roll. So let's see if we can get it to do it. Yeah. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see that. But anyway, it does roll. And so I think it's kind of odd that they would put those there, and yet, as you can see in the back, there are no wheels. So it does roll when you're got it on a flat surface, but it doesn't roll too great when it's on a flat surface, or not on a flat surface for that matter, because there's this, part back here that just slides along. And then they went ahead and they molded a wheel back here, but again, that one does not move at all. It's stationary. This moves, but you have to do that by yourself. Of course, these move both with the lever or button, or you can move them by yourself, and it doesn't cause any gear problems or anything like that, so you can do that. The other thing I thought was kind of cool is they did a pretty good job of hiding, but in this little section right here also moves. And the reason for that is because you have a winch, and this winch is actually quite long. So let me go ahead and again, unfortunately, put you down for a second, and then we'll show you just how long it actually gets. And maybe, just in case you want to see that, that's where it starts. So about a quarter of the length, and it can even go higher up than that, is where it starts. Alright, so that sound was me extending the winch. So it starts right about here and goes all the way down here. I don't know why that's not showing up in the... There it is. There it is. So you can see it is quite a long winch. So that's cool. And then the reason why you have this thing here is because when you have a guy on it, every time you twist it, it brings the winch up. So there's that. And then the other thing that's kind of cool about this night attack chopper is that it has right under here is a lever. And when you pull that down, it forms a handle right there. And it's also got another trigger thing, kind of like the one on the back of it. And the reason why is because when you squeeze it slightly, it extends the missile launchers. Now, if you wanted to, you could totally push it really in far, and if you did that, it would extend them, but I kind of like the idea of extending, and then you get, and if you saw that, that was a missile being fired. Do one more of those. So there you get fired out of these missile launchers that are on the side. There are some more missiles right under the wing right there, but they do not come off. And then the other thing that this has is it has sliding side doors. So let's try and show you that. So that was them closed, and then that's them open. Boy, I really wish I could zoom in there or get my light source to show you, but you'll have to take my word for it that there is room in there for some figures. But because the trigger here has to slide up in there, there is a little kind of looks like a seat, but that your guys will have to lean up against or sit on in order to fit in there. And I think that's about it with this thing, but I think for being almost a 16-minute video, and for the most part being mostly about this night attack chopper, there is quite a lot of thought that went into this thing, and there is so much detail, and there's even, you know, little pegs. Let's see if I can point them out. Yeah, there's one right there, and then there's also one in the front right there, and then the same on the sides. And I almost want to call this thing a playset. I mean, I know it's a vehicle, but with just all the added stuff that comes with it, it really feels like it should be a playset. So anyway, I wanted to show you my second one here. Exactly the same. The only difference, of course, is that we've got a different figure in there. And this time we've got the Wild Bill. And I don't know if his hat comes off. And this has happened quite a bit with quite a few figures. But as you will see, Wild Bill is bald. And I believe in the cartoon, at least the 80s one, Wild Bill was not bald. So I don't know if that's just, you know, trying to give Wild Bill an update look or what. But anyway, so that's Wild Bill, and I think it's a really good one again. Not trying to do a review on him or anything, but I think they did pretty good. And so he's got his little hat here, and so that goes on. And I think, even though he is a O-ring figure, as you can see, you know, because he's got the O-ring in the middle. I wish I could pull them apart, but if you guys know O-rings, you know that he is an O-ring figure. But I think he would look great up against any figure that they've come up with, whether it's the newest Rise of Cobra ones or the 1980 ones. I think he's a really cool one. And then the other guy that we were trying to get earlier to show him holding the gun is a iron grenader, I believe is what you call it. And they were in the back of my night choppers, so I guess at the time they must have been captives of G.I. Joe. But anyway, thanks for watching my 2 videos, and we will see you next time. Alright, thank you.